By pressing the feet to the wall, bring the top of the femur down towards the floor. Keep the femur moving down towards the floor as you breathe. Then, keeping the left femur heavily into the floor and the left foot pushing the wall, bend the right knee to the chest. As you bring the right knee to the chest, you can interlock your fingers and hold it down. But don't move the left. Don't let the left femur rise up. Around the head of the femur of the right side, consider creating space. Remove binding there by thinking about it. What can you let go of? What are you unknowingly gripping around the head of the femur? Let go of that grip. Carefully, without disturbing the left leg. Take the right arm inside the right leg. Lift the foot up more so the shin is perpendicular to the floor. Take the hand behind the heel, catch the outer foot. If that is not possible for you, then take a belt around the foot. And attempt to bring the knee towards the floor by two different actions. For a few breaths, use your arm, your right arm, to push the knee down towards the floor. Then for next few breaths, think of what can you release around the head of the femur of that right side so that it falls easy to the floor. Again, after 3, 4, 5 breaths, change. Attempt to use force of the right hand to bring the knee down. And then holding the knee down, let go from around the head of the femur. All that without losing pressure of the left foot on the wall and without lifting the left thigh away from the floor. Of the two legs, give more attention to the left leg, which is not to be disturbed. Without disturbing the left leg, do the best you can with the right leg. Soft eyes, ears, tongue, throat. As you breathe in and out, little conscious breathing, not very deep breath, but little conscious breathing. Feel the effect of the breath on inhalation. Is the upon while moving towards the pelvic floor on that right side? On the left side, it will move a little more readily. Can you see, can you create a freedom for it to move to the right side? Try and keep the right shin bone as much as possible in a vertical plane. Slowly, carefully, let go of the hand holding the foot, but keep the foot exactly where it is. Without the use of the hand, how close can it stay? And to make it stay there, don't use any force. Let go from the head of the femur again and again and again and again. Completely bend the right knee, then stretch the leg forward on the floor. Press the wall with the right foot and hence take the right femur down without disturbing that right leg. Remember again, give more attention to the right leg. Without disturbing that right leg, bend the left knee into the chest first. Bend both the knees into the chest. Hold with your hands. And then as you can, take your hands between the legs, go behind the heels and catch the feet. Don't think of lifting the pelvis up. The pelvis will come up off the floor for everybody, but don't try to actively lift the pelvis. Create much more space in the groin, in around the head of the femur rather. And again, for a few breaths, you can use the force of your arms to take the knee down. Then holding the knees down like that, let go of any binding around the head of the femur. Ellen, your head should be much higher. The idea is eventually to wrap your feet around the back of the neck. So don't be afraid to lift the head much more. Only if you find the knee coming within an inch of the floor, then try to stretch the leg further back as though taking towards behind the head. Before that, don't do that. Letting go of the hand support, keep the legs where they are. And again, think of how much can I release from the head of the femur so the knees will keep dropping towards the floor. Right? If you can do that, no, don't stretch the leg. Keep the knees bent. Take the foot under the railing. And stay there until the cows come home.
How do I straighten it?
No need to straighten too much, that's fine. Once again, take the support from the head. Think of releasing the head of the femur again. If you are able to, under your feet, you will take block.
That be too much, but
Yes, but you understand what I'm saying. Or you can wrap a blanket around the foot also.
basic thing you like it.
Okay, get the idea. The foot should be under some heavy support. You can lie down under a low table and do the same thing. It will teach the pelvis to release down much more rather than forcing down.